Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Philosophy. Today we're going to be doing just a little update for February 2021 and a chat. So thanks for joining me and let's get into it. So the biggest change for me this month and this year is I purchased a condo. Very exciting. It definitely was a lot lengthier of a process than I was expecting, but I wanted to buy property for quite some time and I've been saving it down for a down payment as well as saving for retirement at the same time for many years. And it just seemed like this was the right time to buy, not just because prices are decent for condos and the interest rates for mortgages are really, really low, but I was getting to the point where I was sick of renting and my lease was up and it just kind of worked out. So buying property obviously took a big chunk out of my net worth, and not that it means that money that I put into my down payment and everything is gone, but spending like $40,000 all at once for somebody who is so used to saving all this money and not spending money kind of freaked me out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little weird, a little stressful to be writing a check or getting a bank draft for like $37,000, $40,000. And the biggest thing was when that money actually came out of my account, it kind of freaked me out. And now I have my mortgage on my account as well as like a negative is what I owe. So it's kind of like switched my way of thinking a little bit with owning property. Obviously, the property is worth something, but I just see my bank account and I see that I owe $160,000 and my $40,000 down payment is just like non-existent. Another big change for me this year is that I moved back to sales. I moved back into a sales job. I work 100% from home and I am just in the process of doing some training with this company and kind of getting going and getting set up, getting started. But working from home, if you guys don't know, if you guys haven't seen my other videos, I worked in an office for the last 6 or 7 months. I had previously been working in sales and been working mainly remote, but also in the office a little bit here and there. So the last 6 or 7 months when I worked in an office, it was really different, really, really different. I took a job that paid quite a bit less and kind of thought that it would be less stressful and that I would be able to just coast along. And as I'm sure a lot of you are aware, that just because a job pays less does not mean it's less stressful. And in my case, the job that I went back to was insanely stressful and I put in a lot of overtime hours that were not paid and it just felt very horrible. So I made the decision to go back into sales, to go back to a fully remote position because it's been a couple months since I made a video and I just think about it constantly and the things that I actually want to do, like make YouTube videos and spend some time on more creative projects. I just had zero energy and zero motivation to do it when I was working in an office. Going into an office for 8-9 hours a day was just sucked everything out of me. And I really think this time working from home, I'm going to do everything I can to put in really good routines and get up, shower, get ready, and make sure I'm ready for the day and set goals, because when I worked from home before, I didn't really do that. So something that I wanted to chat about is that I have been spending a lot of money recently and it goes against all of my FIRE values and beliefs, and a lot of the things I have been buying have been material. I am a big supporter of spending money on experiences always, even though you're on the FIRE path. I think that you should really spend money on the things that you love and that make your life more exciting and worth living, essentially. But in the last few months, I have been spending a lot of money on things to furnish my new place, like paint, any kind of small repairs, pieces of furniture that I just never had before because I have always lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. And it just feels really shitty, even though I know that these things are going to be with me for a very long time and I've done my research and I've set money aside for this. It still feels like somehow I'm borrowing from my future self and that I should be saving more money so I can hit FIRE sooner, but I know that that's ridiculous. It's just feels good to chat about it, and I think a lot of people in the pandemic have seen their expenses go down. Mine have actually gone way up. I think I'm just shopping online a lot more and spending a lot of time in my own head and thinking about things and thinking about, okay, well, maybe I want this, maybe I want that. You know, I've been saving quite a bit of money in the last few years. Like, I need to loosen up a bit. I want to spend some money now. I still have that anxiety of spending money every single time I do, and it sucks. And not only have I been spending more money on material items, I had a few emergency situations happen. The day I got possession of my condominium, it flooded the unit below, and it's been a whole thing. But anyway, that set me back quite a bit. My cat recently got sick. I had to take her to the vet. That cost almost $1,000. And there's just been a few things that have popped up around the same time that I've been spending a lot on material items. So it feels like I'm taking steps backwards, even though I look in my accounts and I see that everything that I have invested is actually doing really well. And I know it's a bull market and that's great and everything, but just the reassurance of seeing that my money that I have invested is still doing well. I don't know if you guys get this or feel this, but even if you have an account set up that's for, you have like a fun account, you have a travel account, you have an account for whatever it is that you're saving towards, that's like a bigger purchase in the future. I will save into those accounts, and then when I go to spend that money, I get just this crazy sense of like, oh, I shouldn't spend that money. I should just like move it into my savings, like long-term savings and retirement, and then I'll be way ahead, and it means so much more if I save now, and compounding interest and blah, blah, blah. And I just go through this like mental craziness that, I don't know, I don't think it's healthy. It's something I've constantly been working on since getting into FIRE, is trying to get away from that like extreme anxiety over spending money, because it is like a normal part of life. Another thing that I've been thinking about a lot lately in regards to FIRE is I live in Calgary, and the last week it's been like minus 25, minus 30, minus 40 degrees Celsius during the day. Like, that's the high during the day. And up until this point, the weather in the winter has been like pretty decent, like above 0 degrees Celsius for the most part. And I'm just thinking, in the future, living somewhere where it's super cold for a while, and how crappy it makes me feel being stuck inside. I haven't left my house in like 4 or 5 days because it's absolutely freezing outside, and I have no reason to because I work from home now. But I'm just thinking about being retired and wanting to go outside, wanting to go for a walk, wanting to go for a jog, a run, whatever, and just be outside. And it's like so freaking cold that I can't. I guess that kind of plays into around this time of year. Normally I would go somewhere down south or somewhere warm to like get to the sun and escape. And it's just not a possibility this year. And maybe that's something that I need to like budget a little bit more for in retirement, is spending a little more on travel in the winter months. And if not that, just getting into some hobbies that are really in depth and really intensive, whatever, and can be done inside. So painting is something that I used to do quite a bit, and I think I'd like to get back into that. I haven't, because money and spending and whatever, it's a whole thing. I want to stop spending money, but I want to spend money because I want to do things and I want to have hobbies, and I want to like not rely on whatever being outside to be happy. So it's just got me thinking about what kind of things I might want to do in retirement, and how I'm going to plan for that, and how I'm going to like get through a winter when I don't have work and other things like that to distract me, especially if like I'm the only person retired in my friends group or in my own personal life. If you guys have any thoughts about what kind of hobbies or things that you guys do in the winter, if you're in a climate that's super cold, shoot them my way, because I'm always open to suggestions and starting new hobbies. Another thing to chat about, this kind of plays into retirement later on in life as well, but also just like building habits now so that in retirement, it's just like part of your routine. I used to go to the gym 3-4 times a week, probably over a year ago now. I had a gym membership, and then COVID happened and whatever, and I got rid of the gym membership, but I used to work out quite a bit, and that filled, say, 2 hours, 3 or 4 days a week. And it just like got me on a really good mental path and really motivated to do things. I'm kind of missing that fitness kind of routine. And I know we can't go to gyms right now here in Calgary. So I'm thinking about, buying fitness equipment, but then, hey, it's another expense. Hey, I got to save up for that. Hey, I got to put money aside for that. Okay. So there's all these things that I want to change and try, but all of this stuff costs money, and it's just giving me like a crazy amount of anxiety because I don't want to pull from that future FIRE number. I don't want to delay my goal of retiring by 50. I still am on track to make that happen, and I'm not going to go and just quit working at that age. I plan to do something different, probably well before that time, but just being on the path, I don't know, it's seeing numbers all the time. I'm always thinking about money. I'm always thinking about numbers and what things cost. And even though I am spending more, I just have this like crazy, intense, like feeling like I'm going to explode or something. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys spend a lot of money on fitness? Have you changed a lot of your habits since the pandemic? I think a lot of people have gained weight. I've gone up and down. I'm trying to eat a little better, but I just want to get back into like that healthy routine of seeing people, being outside and having fun. It's just a struggle, and I know it's a struggle for probably everybody right now, so I just wanted to kind of like bring that up and see what you guys thought, because I know fitness long term, especially in FIRE, is just, it's a good goal to have because it does go hand in hand with retiring early. If you're in really good health, then you can do a lot of the things you want to do now later in life, and you can delay some of those things. Health isn't guaranteed, but if you take care of your body and you remain active, then there's a lot more possibilities in retirement. Like, I love hiking, I love being outside. I want to be able to do all of that stuff and more when I'm retired for sure. So I'm in the process of putting together a video about some of the FIRE related books that I've been reading over the past like 2 years. And one that I'm in the middle of reading right now, I thought I'd just talk about it because it's something I'm in the middle of. It's called Predictably Irrational. So it's not really on the finance side of books, but it is about the way that your brain works and when you buy things, and how marketing and certain things like kind of manipulate the way that you feel when you purchase things, and what changes in your brain chemistry when you're faced with like a decision of, do I buy this or do I buy that, or trying to weigh the similarities between things and make a decision. It's really, really interesting. I'm only about halfway through, but there's a lot of books that I've read that are not just about money and investing and stuff, that are more about lifelong philosophy type things that I think really tie into FIRE. So I will be making a video about that, and hopefully that's coming up soon. I'm always open to more suggestions on books. Throw them my way. If you have a book that you really, really enjoyed and you think I should read, let me know. I would love to check it out. I love reading, and that is also a great inexpensive hobby to have. So this is just a fun little update for you guys. Net worth wise, my net worth hasn't really changed in the last couple of months. Going through buying property and not really saving a whole lot. I think my net worth has increased like maybe $5,000, $6,000, which is still really good, but that's just from my investments doing really, really well. Yeah, just to wrap it up, I hope you guys are doing awesome, and we'll chat soon. Thanks for joining. Bye.